Good afternoon, I'm Raylene Ramsey. This is your afternoon news fix for Thursday, the 6th of August. A harsher response to retail offending, assaults on first responders and coward punches is now enshrined in law. Parliament's just passed sweeping reforms to the Crimes Act, supported by the three coalition parties. Nationals' James Meagher says the changes restore consequences and better protect the public.
This bill also responds to calls for a tougher approach to crime by creating new offences, strengthening existing penalties and providing law enforcement with more tools.
Labour's Camilla Bellich says the bill tries to do too much at once.
It doesn't mean that just passing any law that addresses crime is going to be effective in preventing victims of crime and preventing the causes of crime.
Confusion in the National Party whether the Prime Minister made an MMP policy announcement this morning or just expressed a view. Chris Luxon said he thinks he'd hold a referendum on MMP if re-elected. It's been twice approved in referenda. National MPs asked about it today seemed unclear.
Well, there hasn't been a formal announcement. I was on radio giving a view.
I'm not involved in regards to the timing of that, but I've seen the announcement.
He was asked a question, he answered it, and that's something that we can consider, and we'll get on to that.
The position has been outlined clearly by the Prime Minister today in regards to the policies.
China's firmly on the agenda for Pacific nations as our Foreign Minister jets off to Fiji. Political reporter Ethan Griffiths is with Winston Peters.
Winston Peters will land in Suva tonight ahead of the Pacific Islands Forum Foreign Ministers meeting, exactly a month after China test-fired a dummy missile in the region. Peters says it's a chance to discuss global events impacting the region, ahead of the leaders of all 18 members gathering in Palau next month. Peters returns to Wellington tomorrow night.
A thumbs up for the government's long-term mental health plan. The 10-year strategy aims to intervene earlier and connect up the system better, hoping to improve mental health, addiction and well-being outcomes. Drug Foundation Executive Director Sarah Helm says it's good drug harm and addiction feature so prominently.
Oftentimes these government documents don't really speak to it very much, and they really have done that. They've also focused on harm reduction, early intervention, the kinds of things I imagine the public would want to see.
Inland Revenue's zeroing in on orchards it suspects may be evading taxes. It's upping the focus on growers and exporters for practices like paying workers in cash. It says false invoices are being created to obscure transactions, and it's scrutinising new related GST applications. The department says it'll act to collect outstanding debt. Christchurch's Littleton Port Company has had another record-breaking year. It's posted a $35 million net profit after tax for the 2025-26 financial year, a 40% jump on the year before. In sporting headlines, Joseph Parker is thrilled to have a suspension for alleged drug use lifted, not just for himself, but for his family and friends who supported him during a difficult time. NRL hooker Brandon Smith has had an insider betting charge dropped, but is still facing a charge of unlawfully supplying cocaine to fellow first grader Victor Radley. And an unnamed AFL club could be in big trouble following revelations they only contracted a player with a history of concussions after forcing them to exonerate the club from any future court action regarding head trauma. That is your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update tomorrow morning from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.